So looks like we may have gotten the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra completely wrong earlier because Samsung might have just fixed one of the biggest problems with foldable phones. Let me explain. What's up guys, Sal here. So when we first heard that Samsung might rename the Z Fold 8 to the Z Fold 8 Ultra, a lot of us were confused because honestly, it didn't really feel worthy of the Ultra branding. It wasn't bringing some massive game-changing upgrade, and more importantly, it was actually missing a couple of features people associate with Samsung's Ultra lineup, like the S Pen support and the 5x zoom camera, just to name a few. And then we heard Samsung was keeping the crease almost unchanged compared to the Z Fold 7. That's when a lot of people started saying this thing should have just been called the Z Fold 7S instead of slapping Ultra on it. Well, turns out that info about the crease may not have been accurate after all. Ice Universe was actually the source of that earlier report, is now completely reversing course. He says the crease on Samsung's new foldables is going to be just as impressive as the Oppo Find N6. And if that ends up being true, that's a pretty huge deal. He clarified that the original info he received was based on early prototype of the Z Fold 8 Ultra, while the finalized version has significantly improved crease control. Now for context, Oppo basically marketed the Find N6 as having a zero feel crease. The crease is technically there if you really look for it, but when you run your finger across the display, you can barely feel anything at all. And honestly, as of today, Oppo probably has the best crease control in the foldable market. So if Samsung is finally matching that level, that's a massive upgrade, because let's be real, the crease on the Z Fold 7 is already pretty decent indoors. Most of the time you don't even notice it, but outdoors, especially under direct lighting, it's still very visible. So improving that solves one of the biggest annoyances people still have with foldables. Now sure, an almost creaseless display alone probably still doesn't justify the Ultra branding, but when you combine that with the rumored bigger battery, the upgraded ultra-wide camera, and now potentially one of the best foldable displays on the market, the Z Fold 8 Ultra is at least starting to feel like a more meaningful upgrade than we initially thought. Next up, we have a real-life image of the regular Z Fold 8, previously rumored as the Z Fold 8 Wide. A Samsung employee in South Korea was spotted using the phone in public. It's inside a protective case, so we can't really see the whole design, but it confirms the dual camera setup and the wide form factor. Basically, everything that we heard about the phone so far is pretty accurate. We also have a dummy unit of the handset giving us another look at what this phone could look like in real life. Now do keep in mind, this is a very rough and cheap looking dummy model, so the actual phone is definitely gonna look much more premium than this. In fact, the dummy created by the Korean YouTuber looked far closer to what the final retail unit will probably resemble. We also have the Z Fold 8 Ultra and the regular Fold 8 dummy units side by side, and while this isn't the first comparison we've seen between the two sizes, this one does a much better job showing the actual difference in footprint and overall proportions. Moving on, the Z Trifold is honestly the ultimate foldable phone in my opinion. But when Samsung first revealed it, one thing that immediately surprised a lot of people was the lack of the S Pen support. Because let's be real, if you have a foldable with that much screen real estate, it almost feels made for an S Pen. Well, what if Samsung actually adds one in the future? We now have some new patent images from Samsung showing exactly how a future Z Trifold with the S Pen support could work. Apparently, Samsung would make the left section of the foldable slightly narrower to create room for the stylus system. But interestingly, the S Pen wouldn't actually slide inside the phone like the S Ultra series. Instead, it would attach magnetically to the left side of the panel and charge while docked there. So technically, the pen is stored with the phone, just not inside it. And honestly, I'm not fully convinced this is a practical solution, because every single time you unfold the device, the S Pen would basically be resting against the display area, which sounds pretty inconvenient in daily use. The ideal solution would obviously be a dedicated internal silo like the Galaxy S Ultra lineup, but considering how insanely tight the internal space already is on a trifoldable, I just don't see Samsung pulling that off anytime soon. Also, and this part is important, this is just a patent. It does not mean Samsung is actually making this product. Companies file patents all the time, and most of them never make it into real devices. So I seriously doubt this is happening with the Z Trifold 2 or maybe even ever. Meanwhile, Samsung is doing something pretty unexpected with the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2, And honestly, it's the kind of upgrade people have been asking for years. Click here to check that out, and I'll see you there.